Hello everyone and welcome back to another Universe Sandbox video, and actually welcome to the full release of update 26.3. So if we look down here, we're already on actually 26.3.1, so they must have already done a little bug fix before I even downloaded it. But yeah, update 26.3 is officially out now, so we're going to be going over the new features and just seeing if there's any differences between this and the test build, and just seeing if there's any like bug fixes and things like that. So I want to do a few experiments with some of the bugs that have been around in some of the recent videos and stuff. So without further ado, let's get into this. So first of all, I want to head straight to Earth here, as I want to try out the new the water levels and stuff. I want to see if they fix some of the bugs and stuff with the way the Earth did. And actually, it's probably a wise idea to actually, since I'm in a custom system here, we'll probably actually move. It's probably better to go to a normal system actually. So we'll go to the normal solar system, fresh simulation right here. So we're going to head to the Earth once more. Right. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to slow down time for a start. We're going to see how the water levels increase now, and I want to try this with Mars, so we're going to just automatically increase it straight away. So actually, while that's all sort of just filling up by itself, I'm just going to go over the notes for this update. So it's same as before on the test build. So drastically increased collision fragments and fragment overhauled planetary water distribution. So yeah, I'm hoping that'll be even better than it was before. Water fills from its lowest point. Why not on a planet? Oceans now start at the lowest elevations and fill valleys like you would in a bathtub, creating more realistic looking continents and oceans. So previously liquid water would just go all across the surface and look like a bit of a mess. So that's fixed now, hopefully. Major performance improvements have resulted in epic collisions and double the particles. So we're definitely going to be trying a particle collision as well on that. So we're seeing triple frame rate increases. Hopefully that'd be great actually. More highlights: fix the annoying bug that darken customized planet surfaces. Ice and snow, which are now simulated separately, have color options. And actually, speaking of the ice and snow, if you make an object in update 26 and you try bringing it to an old version, it won't work anymore because the object files now have new features. Ice and snow now have they now have lines of code for ice and snow, so those lines of code won't work in old versions. So just keep that in mind if you want to make an object in here and then bring it to an old version, because it won't work. So yeah, if you make an object in here, keep it in this update, don't take it anywhere else. Object sea levels are now in properties panel, so we have to try that out. Cleaned up the object property panel and added new action buttons. Okay, and then the rest of it's just simulation and just other improvements and miscellaneous stuff like that. So if you want to give a full read of it, go and check out their post on their Discord server, and then you can read it all from there. But now, getting into it itself. So how's our Earth doing? So as we can see, completely flooded up. So I'll just lower the water a bit. Let's see how it sort of floods up. So let's see where the lower areas are. Okay, that, yeah, I didn't ask for it to freeze up like that. So that's already something that's not really doing what it's supposed to. Let's see, melt. Let's just get rid of melt. Hey, melt, get out of here. Okay, looks like bad things have happened already. That seems to be very strange how it's just suddenly done. That's if we just flood it up again. So how are we looking? Ah, there we go. Okay, cool. So that's got rid of more of it. So yeah, as you can see, bits of Australia flooded there. And actually what we'll do as well, let's take off all of that stuff. So how are we looking? So as you can see, Africa's fairly flooded. I'm surprised the River Thames in London hasn't flooded yet, I have to say. How are we doing in America over here? So we can see Florida. That's weird how Florida's not flooded, because that's quite low down elevation, I believe. So, how you can see Amazon rainforest. So Brazil, Argentina, Chile down there. So they're all flooded up as well. So there we go. So there's so it still doesn't look the same as it did in the old versions. As we can see, the other areas of the world are flooded. But if we look at the United Kingdom and France and a bit of Portugal there as well, bits of the United Kingdom are not filled in. The River Thames has no water. We can see bits of France on the side here. That, in theory, should be ocean. I don't know how increasing the ocean somehow cuts off the Mediterranean Sea from the Atlantic Ocean, as we can see here. Where's that land come from? If we've increased the water, that shouldn't be there. It should have flooded, surely. So we can see there's still a few bits and stuff that they need to improve on there. But yeah, overall, a lot better than it was before, 100%. So yeah, that's Earth. But I want to go back to Mars. I want to see if Mars looks any more like it used to in the old versions. So I'm going to place Mars in the orbit of Venus here, roughly. So I'm going to place it in there. I'm going to let it warm up. Click play. Mars should be warming up very nicely now. So where are we doing, Mars? There you go. Temperature 0 degrees, please. I want you to warm up. So we can see the snow has got a mind of its own. So that is rather weird. But yeah, while the snow's actually here, so ice colour. So we can't change that, so it's snow colour at the moment. So yeah, you can change the snow to any colour you want now. So what do you think of that? Green Mars, green snow on Mars. So yeah, any colour. So this will make creating custom objects really, really interesting now. You can make it literally, even the ice and snow can't mess up how your objects look now. So yeah, that would be cool. Can't wait to see how that's going to play out. But yeah, look at the black ice and snow. That would be so cool for making volcanic worlds, I think. So there we are. Right, so first of all, what I'm going to do is I want to melt. Oh, melt. Is that? No, that's still ice though. So that's rather weird. I want to add more water. Okay, so how does Mars fill up now? So let's see how it fills. So in theory, the low areas should fill first. If we look at the big ravine area here, that should fill up before anything else, you'd think, right? So let's just let it play out. How's Mars going to sort itself out here? So we can see oceans in the top. Do we still need to melt it? I mean, it should be melting now, surely. Melt. Okay, there we go. Is that any better? So we still see there's areas for improvement. We can see a lot of bits and bobs that yeah, it doesn't. Even the test build was sort of filling it up better. I mean, yeah, there's definitely bits and bobs in here that could definitely be changed and improved. I mean, yeah, that still doesn't look like it still doesn't look the same way as it did in update 23 update 23 and before. You used to be able to fill up Mars and make it look a really cool looking world. But yeah, this version still, I don't think it does it justice personally. So yeah, I do think it's an improvement over what we had, but I think what we originally had over 2 years ago now was still better, if you ask me. So melt. So how's it going to do? So yeah, the top area of Mars used to fill up, and it looked really, really cool. But yeah, the way it is now, it still isn't the same as what it was originally. But yeah, I mean, it definitely looks a lot better. Don't get me wrong. So let's try and add a bit more water to it. Yeah, it's not the same. It still isn't the same as it used to be. I mean, it looks way, way, way cooler than it used to now. So if we put it on there, let's just say we're going for a hatable Mars build. Surface colors, for instance, we could have that any color we want. Let's say we wanted to make it a green vegetation on Mars. We can have a bit of ice and snow on it as well. Actually, no, low elevation we'll go with like a sandy sort of yellow color. Middle we'll go with green. That is way, way, way too colored. Sandy yellow, green, and then high elevation we'll have white. So there you go. There's a sort of Earth-like Mars build already. What do you think of that? And then obviously atmosphere and stuff, we could obviously put that to a nice sort of shade of blue. If the atmosphere actually shows up, I don't know why it isn't. So that is rather peculiar. But yeah, there you go. So there's just a rough idea of how cool you could make Mars look now in this current update. So yeah, I mean, it looks good. Don't get me wrong. But the way I still think the way it used to look, personally, in my opinion, still did look better. Remember, that's an opinion. That's not a fact. So yeah, there is Mars. So moving on. Actually, we're in a simulation at the moment. Let's try out. So they said about new collision physics or something there with the fragments. So we're going to try throwing in. Let's do something fairly large. We'll throw in I'll throw Rhea. Saturn's moon Rhea. Right. Launch. Still not a fan of the launch, but I'm being on the right. It did look better on the left still. But yeah, that wasn't part of this update. So, fire. Right, there we go. So, Habitable Mars versus Saturn's moon Rhea. So, let's watch as this goes down. Look how cool the volcanoes look before we see this Mars get destroyed. So, here we go. And I really like the water levels. The shallower water looks different. So, there we go. Huge collision into the side of Mars. So, look at the fragments go. Yes. They do look good. Oh, yeah, so they're all going to crash back down on Mars. We see another collision there. What is going on over there? So that's all going to fall back to Mars, like so. So there you go. Honestly, I'm surprised Mars isn't hotter already. I'm very, very surprised we didn't have the whole surface incinerated by that. So that is rather crazy. We can see little bits of ice and snow are starting to glitch. But let's try something larger. The moon. Let's try the moon versus Mars. I mean, the moon is fairly large in comparison to Mars, so let's see how this works. So you can see, yeah, I mean, fairly large in comparison size. So the moon is obviously a lot bigger than Rhea is. So the moon versus Mars sped up the collision a lot faster. There you go. So now Mars has hit 1,000 degrees there. So that should surely upset the water levels on it now, right? So there you go. No? Well, it's still hanging on there, though. I mean, that's still a large collision, but it's not getting as hot as it used to. Okay, we're going to have to do Mars versus Mars now, I think. So, or Mercury. Mercury's larger than the moon. Let's fire an actual full-on planet into it now. There you go. But still, it doesn't make the whole object completely just go into, like, crazy mode. So, as we can see, how does it look now? So, let's slow it down. There should be some huge collision mark. Yeah, there you go. There's a huge crater on Mars. Now, look, we can see it's upset the ocean levels as well by doing that. So, there you go. A huge collision on Mars there as well. Okay, now let's throw our Mars into a fresh Earth. So, we're going to place an Earth in. Place it there. There you go. So, Earth versus the habitable Mars we built. Say goodbye to Mars. Let's go ahead and slow it down. A little more. There you go. Okay, so nice and slowly. Let's just try and get all of the action-packed sights. So what do you think of this? Turn off the trails. There you go. So nice and slow. Say goodbye to the good old Mars. Oh, dearie me. Right. There you go. So here's a nice look at how the collision physics look now. So there you go. Huge explosion. Lots of fragments coming out. So there we go. The Mars has been incinerated. So we've seen a huge... I mean, that's a huge glow of a collision there. So that collision's probably the size of, like, Neptune or something now. That is a huge crash. So huge pieces of material just being slung out of the Earth and Mars here. I mean, yeah, Earth may have lost some mass from that as well. So it's just a huge just explosion of material. How's Earth doing down here? 3,000 degrees, that's a huge collision. But what we'll do is we will press the 0 velocity button and see all the objects crash back down to Earth. So tools, we want to open that up, don't we? Hold all velocities. So hold all velocities, thank you. Right, play. Right, so they should all crash back down to Earth since Earth's the largest object now. So here we go. They're all going to bash back onto Earth. As you can see here, all the little individual pieces going all back down. We can see it's going to get white hot in some of the areas. Look at the temperature of Earth continue to go up down there. Actually, what we'll do as well, before we... let's go to the... where is it? The surface mode. Going to press... yeah, so we'll have a look at this area up here. Look at all the red areas, the red and white areas as it all gets collided. All the parts of Earth being smashed into. We can see huge areas of temperature rise and where the collisions are. I mean, yeah, Earth isn't looking too good at this point, is it? So, right, let's, increase it a bit more. Let all the parts of Mars crash back down. I mean, look at that. That does look awesome. So, there you go. All of the material, that's all going to fall back down onto Earth. Got that red glow does look pretty cool. So, that's all going to fade out eventually as it cools down. We'll open up the 0 velocity again. Hold all velocities. So all those clouds in theory crash back down now. Come on. A little more. There you go. Is it going to calm it down? There you go. It's calming down. Okay. So as you can see, the Earth's surface grid is just ruined. So how are we looking now on Earth? It's got a bit of a blue glow going on. What's that blue area all about? There's no way that's water. Oh my god, it actually is. Wow, okay. The water's appeared a little earlier than I thought it would. But let's see. Is it still got the constants we know? Or is it completely reset? It looks like it may have been reset. Let's just let it calm down, see where we are. Maybe it has got the constants, but they're so... they've been massacred, haven't they? So, right. Look at the state of that. So, it actually lost material. It's just larger, but it lost material. How does that make sense? It has all of the pieces. We saw all of the fragments crash back down, so it should have more than one mass of Earth. So, where did those remaining pieces go? So, there's the question I want to ask. But, yeah, here we are. So... Can you recognise any of the consonants, or is that just completely add it? I mean, yeah, I mean, we could try, actually, what we could do is try and add the city lights on to see if we can spot roughly where they used to be. Okay, so that's where, oh, okay, so you can see the remains of India. If you look carefully there, you can sort of see the shape of where India was. So, yeah. Okay, so how are we looking? So there's Africa's remains. Okay, this is roughly America then, and Pacific Ocean. So that's all that's left of America. Wow. So yeah, that is a huge smash. So yeah, not much. I think Australia would be here then. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's all that's left of the Earth now. So what we'll try next is we'll throw the smashed up Earth into a... Let's do it in the net. Whoa, what happened there? Well, the water just all vanished. So there you go. So you can see sort of them, the contents a little better now. So, right, we'll go to... we'll do a custom Neptune, why not? Let's do the Mega Banded Neptune, why not? Or Dark Spot Neptune, yeah, I want to do Dark Spot Neptune. So, I'm going to place it there. Okay. Right. Good thing Dark Spot Neptune still works in this update. So, right, there we go. So, let's have the Earth smash into that bad boy. So, here we go. So the mighty Neptune is going to crash right into the dark area. Oh, yes. Come on, Earth. You're going in. Oh, there you go. Huge smash into Neptune there. No, not many fragments. I know there is some... Oh, they're more gassy fragments. So, yeah, Neptune has just been massacred into huge collision there. And now our boy Neptune. So, oh, what happened there? Whoa, Neptune just got a lot bigger by the looks of it. And then the mass is the same. Oh, it has a lock on it. Okay, that's actually a good thing it does, actually. So, right. Quickly turn that off. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. So there you go. So that's a gas giant collision. So you can see all the dark sort of clouds lurking around. That looks pretty spooky. So there you go. But yeah, Neptune just absorbed it like a boss. I mean, there's not even a collision mark. So there we are. Right, actually, what we'll do now is Neptune versus Uranus. So we'll do the Mega Neptune versus the Mega Uranus, I guess. So yeah, the Neptune got very large from that, which is rather weird. So actually, we'll do a fresh collision with the gas giants. So we'll have a Jupiter, the Mega Jupiter versus the Mega Saturn over here. So Jupiter, and then Saturn. So Mega Jupiter and Mega Saturn. We'll delete all the particles in the simulation. And then we'll go with the Mega Neptune versus the Mega Uranus. So there we go. So all of the Mega Gas Giants. I do not want to open those object menus because they've got so many bands. So Mega Jupiter, Mega Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. We'll add the rings to make things more interesting as well. So, oh no, I just clicked the open button. No, it's going to take like a minute to open now. Oh, there you go. Don't open those menus. They will just kill you. So, right. Add ring. Okay, so we want a Saturn ring. We want to add it around Saturn, of course. Can we? No? Okay, we'll have to click the object first. So we'll give Neptune a Uranus ring system as well, because in theory, Neptune does have rings. Ring arcs anyway. So Uranus and Neptune have got rings. Saturn will give you your normal Saturn rings. Thank you. And then at good old Jupiter, you'll get the Jupiter rings. There you go. So we're going to see how all this smashes together. And what we'll do is the background, we will go on, I guess we go on flashlight mode so we can see the rings a little easier. Yep, so you can see the ring systems. And then what we'll do as well, we'll change the background colour. Nice sort of, so we can just see all the particles a little easier. So base brown, there you go, so you can see the ring particles a lot better now. Right, so Uranus and Neptune will just drag you apart so your rings don't collide. Yeah, there you go, so you can see Neptune's got a ring system in there, Uranus has got a rings, and then Jupiter and Saturn, you can see their rings are fairly there easily as well. So, right, as we can see, the two gas giants will crash, and then the two ice giants will crash. And you know, to make things a little more fun, we'll throw a Planet 9 in there as well. So Planet 9, we'll sneak you over there, my friend. There you go. So you'll battle the winner between Uranus and Neptune. So let's see how the gas giants collide in this update. So there we go. Ooh, that was a little quick there. Play. So we can see Saturn, Jupiter. So their collision will be in the background of the Uranus and Neptune collision. So here we go. We'll move the camera around. So we've got Planet 9's going to come in, but Uranus and Neptune will collide first. We can see the rings of Jupiter and Saturn are just going all out, having a massive war. But so the Mega Saturn is going to go into the Mega Jupiter. Like so, there you go. So bye-bye Saturn, and all of its rings all being dissolved. So there's Saturn completely gone already from Jupiter. Right, now we got Uranus versus Neptune mega bands. So there we go. Planet 9's coming in on the chase as well. So here we are. Planet 9's already heat. It's been destroyed. What's happened to Planet 9? Oh no. So Uranus and Neptune battling it out. They've gone through each other for some reason. That's rather weird, isn't it? What's happened there? So have we got position lock or collision lock off or something? Wait, what happened? Why did they do that? Oh dearie me. So the Jupiter and Saturn collision was normal, and then the Uranus and Neptune have just done their own thing. So that's rather weird. So Planet 9's about to get involved as well. I've got no idea why that hasn't collided. I mean, that position lock's not on. I mean, collisions are enabled because they're on the other one. There's no position lock or anything. Oh, that's rather weird, isn't it? So play. Let's see how it all works out. Planet 9's going into Uranus. There you go. Is Neptune going to get eaten up? No. I don't know what's going on. What is happening? Oh, the Planet 9's all right as well. What is going on there? Let's see if Jupiter can sort them out. So there we go. So they're all doing God knows what. Okay, it looks like they've... Okay, there we go. It looks like Uranus has eaten them all finally. So now we've got Jupiter on the attack, heading straight for Uranus. You can see the remains of the Saturn ring system down here. Oh, what? Oh, dearie me. So Uranus versus Jupiter. So, I mean, it makes... Actually, I was actually surprised Uranus won that. Neptune has more mass, so I thought Neptune would have won, but it looks like Uranus won this time. So maybe it's because they got slightly modified values, but yeah, it's just a bit of fun, really. So we can see the Jupiter bands about to go head on to the Mega Uranus. So Mega Uranus about to collide. It's going in. There you go. Oh, huge collision on Jupiter. That's going to really make things hot. So there we go. So that's been dissolved. There you go. It's gone. Completely gone. And then what we'll do to finish off, we'll go Tools, hold all velocities, and all that's going to come crashing into Jupiter now. All those ring particles, all of that. So there you go. And all of Jupiter's rings will fall into Jupiter as well. So play, speed it up, lock onto the planet area. So there you go. So Jupiter's going to sit in the middle as it absorbs absolutely everything. So there you go, Jupiter. Oh, we're going all over the place with the camera here. So sort of hovering around one of those big particles by the looks of it. So there you go. So that's all just going to smash back into Jupiter there. But But yeah, the collision physics, I mean, I do like that dark red smoke. I think that does look really cool. So, or smoke, I say gas. It's more gas, isn't it? All those particles. So from the gas giant collisions. So Jupiter is just in a massive whirlwind of stuff there. So it's also rotating weird now because it had that collision with the other ones. So what is going on here? Let's just go ahead and delete all the particles. So yeah, here's all that's left. So yeah, Jupiter just absorbed everything. 1.38 Jupiters in mass now. So yeah, absolutely absorbed everything. So we'll give it a winner's death. Jupiter versus the Sun. So that's what we'll finish off with today. But yeah, that's the sort of full look at the update. So we did the ice and snow colours. Bit of the new collision stuff. I mean, yeah, there's Jupiter just bashed into the Sun. And yeah, the Sun will absorb all of that. But yeah, actually, before we finish off, we'll have a little, we'll do a few more looks at some of the objects with the snow. So, for instance, we'll spawn in some objects. So we'll go Earth. Because obviously that already has ice and snow. And then we'll look at some of our custom objects. So I know good old Pascal has snow on it. So let's see how it looks on there, for instance. I guess we can try and maybe throw the Barty Earth in as well. Well, that object, it looks like Pascal's actually looking quite good in this version of the update, so I won't have to remake it. Let's just try some of the other objects that you guys have sent. There's a few in here. One of the desert. Let's just throw some of the desert worlds in. Competition. You'll throw some of the competition stuff in there. Why not? Just get a full line of stuff. Some of the Christmas competition objects. Just a nice line of stuff that we can customize. So, okay, that's a good rough enough example. We'll go to the competition winners as well. Why not? Let's just throw a few of those in maybe. So, Pluto Neon, his object had coloured snow. So let's see if we can actually colour the snow on it, like with the actual in-game stuff now. So there we go. Right. So a few objects for us to play around with. And actually one more, I like this object here. I like using this object in a lot of videos. So I'm going to do that. Right. Now, to finish up, let's have a little customization with the snow features. So we'll start off with Gigaman's Christmas object here. Very nice object indeed. Let's open it up, see what happens. Right. Looking good. So it's already got customized stuff on it. Right. So customizable snow. Let's see what we can do. Any snow? I'm guessing it's ice then. Snow. There you go. Look at that. So in theory, you could have an extra colour. So yeah, look at that. So yeah, with the ice colour, just ignore that. So snow colour. So originally it looked like that. So it had red, green, and white. But in theory, we could add a blue on it. So you can have a fourth sort of colour slot on your objects now. So yeah, what do you think of that? That does look pretty cool, doesn't it? Hey. So there's a good example of the snow colours in action. So there we are. Moving on, next object here, a Lombi. Has this got any snow on it underneath? Let's have a little go. So snow. It's got water. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll freeze it if it works. There you go. So frozen. So for instance, if we want to change this one's actually got a tint on it, I believe. So this should make it quite interesting. Ice. Yep. So you can have that. Obviously any colour. So with an object tint, it make it slightly more interesting as well. So there you go. What do you think of that? So some colours on there. Over here, LP12, the object I like a lot. So that thing looks awesome already, so let's add some water to it. Okay, there you go. Whoa, oh, wowee. Okay, so that temp chill, pull it to, I guess, 10. Can we get a polar cap or anything? Come on, game, you know you wanna. No? Okay, what we'll do is manually freeze it up then. You know the drill. So freeze. Oh my god. Okay, this will look really cool when we change it. So let's see how this looks. So ice color. Oh, with the yellow tint as well. Look at that. So obviously blues. Oh, you can make some insanely bright worlds with this now. Look at that. So the glowing objects move on. This is the next generation of glowing objects. You just tint a planet, freeze it up, and then put a crazy ass color on it and get something like this. So yep. So the intense colored highlighter color objects are still you can still make them in one way or another. So what do you think of that? So full line of all the colors. Oh, look at red. Oh, look at that. That looks awesome. Snow. No, not snow. We want ice, don't we? There's ice. So black ice does look quite cool with it, but yeah, just a full line of all the colors there. So blue obviously won't work on objects that are tinted yellow. So there you go. There's a nice line of it there. Right, moving on, we've got the Christmas over here. So let's, for instance, freeze it. So freeze, well, not melt, freeze. There you go. Right, so if we want to change this one, another example of a colour in it. This one's ice this time. What? Look how good that looks. It doesn't even have liquid water, and it looks like water. I mean, in theory, it is frozen water, but I mean, the ice can give you some real cool colour effects with the blending. Obviously, the area closer to the light will look a different colour. So that looks amazing. Oh, look at that on this world as well. It looks great. Oh yeah. God, the snow colours are more interesting. Or the ice colour, I think, is better than the water colour. You get way cooler looking stuff. Right, Pascal, we'll have a player you next. So, you are... Yeah, you haven't even got any ice. Your water's already coloured, though. So, let's see how this works. So, I want to freeze you up. Freeze. There you are. Right, so... Liquid water's obviously... That won't work anymore. So, ice. If I want to make it cyan ice. Yeah. I mean, it still looks great. So, in theory, you don't have to use water anymore to make cool looking stuff. So, I like it. That's good. That is a really cool feature. That is going to be so fun making systems with now. Yeah, look at that. Hey, says Pascal. Earth, obviously, we had a player of this in the last video, but we'll have a little quick peek on Earth as well. So, snow, North Pole, for instance, we could have the North Pole as Neptune blue. Ice colour, does that do anything? Oh, we can have ice. This one has ice and snow. So, green ice and snow. What do you think of that? Oh, dearie me. Look at that. What do you think of that? South Pole? Anything in the south? Down here. Look at Antarctica. Oh, dearie me. Right, so Antarctica. And what we'll do as well, if we press the freeze. Oh, there you go. So it got rid of all the blue, so made it all ice. So there you are. This object over here. This one's got a normal sort of North Pole to it, so ice colour. Again, you can have it any colour you want, so about bright pink, magenta colour. So there you go, what do you think of that? So looking over here, there you go. bright shades there, that's looking crazy. Then we'll go on to Pluto Neon's object over here. So this is the one that already had like coloured ice in its backstory. So let's see what we can do when we actually play of it. Does it have any actual ice or snow we can customize? Oh, there you go. Oh, so in theory you could have another color of, so we could have yellow snow mixed in with it already. I mean, that is cool. The volcanic snow, volcanic ash, you could probably play that as that. That does look cool. There you go. So what about like a light sort of cyan, sort of blend it in with what we've built already. So yeah, I like it. That's good. And then lastly we've got Nature's Return. This is from one of the recent object competitions. So this one, let's freeze it. So freeze. Oh yeah, and then this is let's do this. So ice. So you can obviously have that any colour you want as well. So there you go. Look at that. So yeah, so there we go, guys. That is a rough sort of overview of all the stuff in the latest update, guys. So yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit that like button down below. See if we can go for 50 likes on today's video for update 26.3, guys. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Do you agree with me about like Mars and Earth looking better in the old versions, or do you think they look better now? Let me know down below. Yeah, in the comments. I've got to say though, the ice and snow colours, that's cool stuff. Especially on the modded objects from the old versions. That looks beast, man. That is really, really cool. Especially LP12. And that one over there, the Christmas and Pascal, look good as well. But yeah, this one looked amazing with those ice and snow changes. So yeah, there we go, guys. But yeah, also if you want to stay up to date, make sure to subscribe. And yeah, hit the like button. Let's see if we can go for the like goal. And yeah, let's see if we can go for 20,000 subscribers within the next few weeks. Let's set that as like our little goal. So guess we're getting really close now. So yeah, massive thank you to everyone who has subscribed so far. And yeah, really appreciate it, guys. So yeah, huge thank you to you all. But yeah, that all said and done, enough of me rambling now. Make sure you guys all have a great day. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.